Yeah, so I call this one the irreducible trade-off, right? So in Hegelian dialectic, you have a thesis which you feel passionate about, and it is being opposed by an antithesis which somebody else feels equally passionate about. And they're both really strong ideas, and they're competing and tension and fighting and who's going to win. And finally, there's an irreducible tension between them. You can't just get rid of the other position. And finally, what emerges is a synthesis of the thesis and antithesis that raises it to a new level, resolves the tension for the moment, and then off you go. You're past the obstacle. That synthesis was simply powerfully a trade off between those two competing values. What will typically happen is that the synthesis over which we work so hard becomes a new way of life, and it becomes the new status quo. And you're achieving some value because of the trade off, but there was a cost of that, which is all the things that you aren't doing. And those things go into a shadow place unworked. If you never go back and check in on that, while you're accumulating the benefit of the synthesis, you're accumulating all the baggage and the deferred cost of what's in the shadow until someday that thing just becomes so noticeable that you say, man, how did we ever get to a status quo where we thought that was acceptable? And now you have a rejoining of the status quo to the thing that you're not doing, and you end up having to resolve all of that shadow work and adjudicate and sign a new treaty, or hopefully don't go to war. But you end up now having at the cultural level these two different competing values, and it takes a lot of wisdom to prevent that from becoming violent or disruptive. And so the wisdom is, how do I rejoin those two streams? And you think, now I'm wise and I've resolved this tension at the cultural level. But you don't stop there. The ironic part of that is when you follow that all the way back to the original thesis and antithesis, you realize you never got rid of the tension between the thesis and the antithesis. All you did was had a temporary engineering solution to resolve the tension and to go off towards the next work. And what you thought was a permanent course correction was simply the next step on a journey. And you forgot to keep checking in and making continuous improvements and respecting all of the things that you decided to trade off. Hey, if did the situation change enough in the last period of time that now we want to reset the trade off and revisit that? If you want to satisfy the people that were not optimized, then you got to periodically check back in and get, well, political systems that allow the party that's out of favor to compete and get back into favor account for that and allow for civilized behavior with trade offs. Well, that whole process revealed to me that there was an irreducible tension in every trade off that must be accounted for, and that somebody's got to speak for those in the shadow who didn't win this time. And your job as the leader is not just to pick the winner and support them, but is to represent and take care of the people who didn't get everything they wanted. And you're trying to find trade offs or synthesis that the disappointment and discouragement of a less than perfect solution is equally distributed among all the stakeholders. And in fact, maybe the guy who won the most also ought to be the guy that suffered the most. Oh, okay, Mr. Billionaire winner, welcome to the society that enabled the conditions under which your skill set happened to be the one that was perfect for viral development. And you are going to owe us some things if you want to be in this society. And if you don't want to be in this society, we have rules to how to treat you also. Welcome to the planet of Earth, you know, which is why he wants to leave Earth. You know, right. So, so what I want to say is that the I have now standardized that process, and it is now part of my Trail Boss operating system so that when it is helping me solve a particular problem, the gold recovery system lets me look at all the things that we're not doing and consider how to keep those active and on the table so that we revisit that so that we can revise future trade-offs to account for the results that our trade-off got, but also the unresolved tension of the things that weren't satisfied, because there's only a certain amount of change that you can tolerate at any given time and continue to move. Because the master trade off is between continuity of continuing to do the best things better and transformation, which is to do new things and improve dramatically or to stop doing things that we shouldn't do anymore. Those two competing ideals is a synthesis and an antithesis. And the synthesis, or the thesis and an antithesis, the trade off in the tension, the synthesis is the trade off decision you made for what we are actually going to try to change to improve while continuing to deliver excellence at the production level. So if you're 80% production and 20% R&D, you now maybe have a sustainable rate of change. Well, that means that you can't do all the transformation you want right now. You got to have an intelligent way to prioritize and integrate those without disrupting the great big apple cart that's taken your product to market. So there's some art and so that's what the trail boss mentality is supposed to do. That you got to keep everybody happy enough in their disappointment on the journey so that we can continue to go as an organized tribe because it's dangerous territory we're crossing, and without a tribe, you're going to get picked off. Just that's just the way it is. You can't be expert enough on everything to survive all of the challenges that might appear on the trail. And if the trail is long enough, every challenge is going to appear. And if you're weak on any of them, it'll find you. And you better be traveling with a good team so that when that circumstance arises, we have the skills on board in our team to handle it. So that whole process now is integrated into a work part of the workflow for the trail boss who's trying to build a good team, chart a good path, develop strategies, make decisions, but also account for the trade-offs and the cost of what we couldn't do so that we can resolve that when it's time. So that's what I wanted to say about that. And that's now part of the trail boss process. And I'm going to send you that little process as a gift. When I took that speech and I dropped it into this is for Betty. When I dropped it into the AI for the image generator, it gave me and I had a pencil sketch that was all mucky and typical. It turned that into a McKinsey quality pseudo pencil sketch that retained all of the energy and authenticity of the story in the sketch, but cleaned it up into professional looking graphics, which is a very powerful image. I'm going to send that to you too, because it also explains all of the things that I just explained in a nice little flashcard. So I'm going to send that to you. Oh,